Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on African Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it comes from a translation of a message that I received. The translation reads like this. Yo, how's it, Brother Nash? Can you please post my own story? You can call me Tavata. I am a man that is friend with this other guy who is from South Africa. He connects me with beautiful honey juice there in South Africa, girls that we use for rituals. I come from Chegutu. It is just like a small town out of Harare, as you know. That is where I was born and raised. My dad was someone that was into mining quite a lot. So from a very young age, I knew that for you to be able to get rich in life, you had to do some rituals. My father, he would go to his small mine carrying a pangolin. But this pangolin, he told me that it was not a real animal that had been created by God, but it was an animal that he had gotten from a different traditional healer in Zambia. My father, he had gone to Zambia during the wars of independence. Whilst he was there, he claimed to have met a traditional healer who gave him some charms that were going to protect him during the wars of liberation. When he came back, that was when he was told to sleep with a mad woman, in which he did, and that mad woman started following my father, not like the way that people would see that my father was being followed by a mad woman, but if you would go outside, you would see or come across that same mad woman. She was pregnant until she gave birth. My father said that he took that mad woman on the day that she went into labor and went with the mad woman deep into the farms, found a hill, and in that hill there was a small cave. As he had been instructed, he was the one who was supposed to assist that mad woman to give birth. And when that woman gave birth, he said it was a son, in which my father said he grabbed that boy as it was still crying and the mad woman was still in pain, and twisted the head. My father said after he had murdered that newborn, as he was walking out of the cave, that was when he came across this pangolin, the animal that he used to take to his mine to quickly find gold. He said he saw the pangolin as it was walking into the cave. The last thing that he witnessed was the mad woman as she was being eaten up by the pangolin. It started by eating the small baby that he had just recently sacrificed, and then started eating the mother, the umbilical cord going up, and then he left that hill. He returned back to Zambia as he had been instructed, and then that was when he was given some charms. Upon his return, when he was driving, he saw that he now had an animal in his vehicle, as he had been told not to be afraid. And that was when he started doing this thing of gold mining. So I grew up in a family whereby we were not poor, we were connected to so many traditional healers. So it then happened that I went to Johannesburg. There was something that I needed there. Whilst I was there, that was when I met Usipo. He was just a regular guy who was assisting me with a project that I needed to be done in South Africa, and we spoke a lot. He's someone that is well connected in terms of beautiful women. I had the charms that he wanted, and he had the women that he wanted. So I am a man that is addicted to sleeping with 4 women at the same time. I really do not know why, but that is the way that I am. I do not enjoy sleeping with 1 woman or 2 women. I enjoy sleeping with 4 of them all at once, and that is how I enjoy. That is like the fantasy that I always had when I was still very young. So when I told Sibo that I was looking for 4 South African beautiful women, he was like, as long as you can give them money, bro, this country, you can even become the president, even if you are from Zim, as long as you just pay the right people. So we laughed about it, and then I said, it is fine, let me see if there is anyone that can give me some cash. I connected with some bras of mine, and then they gave me money, and then we gave the money to the ladies. So these ladies, they came so cheap. I never expected that they were that cheap. They said that they wanted 30k and they were going to share the money amongst themselves. So I was with these ladies from Thursday up until Sunday when I left on my flight returning back to my country. 3 months later, that was when the guy, my friend, called me and he was like, yo dude, I also want the same amount of money. He was also into this thing now of dating women. That is the danger. When you want to date a woman that is not of your class, that woman will lead you down the path of destruction. I said, are you sure about this thing that you want to do? In his language, he called it Ukuthwala, a way of making money by using human blood and other sacrifices. I asked him over and over again, do you know that there are consequences? Do you know that there are possibilities of you losing your relatives because of this Ukuthwala? And he was like, I don't care, bruh. The way that I saw you spending money and the way that these women were all over you and not even worrying that it was for them in your hotel, and they were behaving themselves the way that these women were submissive towards you. I've never seen a South African woman submit to a man ever in my entire life. To kneel down to dish food out for you, that means you have money, bruh. And I saw it. I also want you to put me on the same plug. And I was like, okay, to plug you, I will write to the direct source where the money comes from. And when I was speaking with my father, that was when he told me some things that I did not even know. So in our family, we knew that after each and every 3.5 years, there is someone that dies in the family. If no one dies in the family, then there will be one that will start to run mad. So we just thought that maybe it was just a random act of God. But my father then said, so you say that you have someone that you want to help? And I said, yes, Dad, this guy is a friend of mine and he has been assisting me since you know that the things that you gave me, as long as I'll be using them, I need to sleep with different women so that I can continue to make my own money. My father was like, okay, this man is a perfect opportunity. We are going to use him as our bait. My father then told me that along the years he used to fight with some people at the mine, because you will just go there and then you will start to do your own mining. So he was fighting with other gold buyers as well, since it is an illegal operation that he was running. So he needed some charms. He did not get the time to return back to Zambia to speak with his original traditional healer, but what he did was that he then spoke with another traditional healer in our country that assisted him and giving him a short boy. This Dogolosh was the one that was now killing the people in the family, for it is ferocious and it survives on blood. That is what my father told me, and he said that we were supposed to use this South African brother of mine, since he was someone that just wanted money and he did not care about the consequences. We brought this man to our country and then we took him to the traditional healer. As for Sivo, he did not even know that he was walking into the devil's den. He walked into the shrine. I was the one that was assisting him with the translation, and the traditional healer knew that this man that I had brought before him, he was just my sacrificial lamb. We were going to transfer all of the bad energy, the bad spirits that were haunting our family, and to put them on his bloodline, and he was going to be an unwilling participant. And this man, he accepted everything, and after he had accepted everything, that was when he returned back to his country. He started making money and he started his own small company. This is just a front for him, but he makes money. So the curse that this man is carrying, that he does not even know, or maybe he does not care about this curse, is that the family members, they all die because of road accidents. As from the time that I helped him to do the rituals until this day, this man, he has lost a lot of people in his family through minor accidents. The last time that I spoke with him, he told me that he had this relative of his, a woman, a cousin sister, who was just driving, these little small cars. That is a Suzuki Swift. She was driving one, and she just died after she had a minor road accident. So the Tokoloshi that was once cursing the family, so it cursed our family, but it protected our father from his business enemies. So this Tokoloshi is still protecting our father, but what happens now is that it is operating there in South Africa, feeding upon the blood of his relatives. So me coming here, it's not like I want to brag. Yes, there are things that I have done that are not nice. Take for an example, to sleep with 4 women at the same time. It is something that someone can say is very evil, but I have to do it in order for me to keep on surviving, to keep on living and enjoying my money, because my father's money, the day that he dies, he will take away most of it with him. Since it is spiritual money, it is not real money. They can mine for the gold, but the fact that he goes there and he uses his pangolin to get the gold, it will all disappear on the day that my father is going to die. And me sleeping with these women, it is a way of me proving to these women that I have money and I can do whatever that I want with your bodies. And I just want to advise, it is very strange for someone who is a ritualist to offer advice. One can ask, what kind of advice do you want to give to me? But my advice to you is that when you want to do Ukuthwala, it is a choice. We all have a choice. It's like when you want to vote, you're not supposed to be forced whether you want to vote for the devil or for Jesus. You vote for the person that you want, the person that you think can assist you in life. And my father chose to vote for the devil, and he will stick by that vote until he dies. And I will also stick by my vote of voting for the devil, for he has given my father money, the money that I have seen with my own eyes, that I am enjoying. So when you have thought about doing these rituals, you just make sure that you do it in a way that you are not going to regret at the end of the day. This is my own confession. When you post my story, please tell me. I'll be following through in the comment section.